6 steps to building business credit. Form the LLC, okay? You cannot build business credit as a sole proprietor. That is the problem with that. That's one of the problems with that. You will not be able to build business credit with a sole proprietor, but what you will be able to do is you will be able to use personal tax returns to get funding for the business. You will also be able to, you also have to watch out for getting sued because you have no personal, I mean, you're fully liable for everything that you do. So if you're a sole proprietor, you can go get business credit cards right now. Okay, not a problem. You can also leverage your household income for your business, for business lines or business loans, things like that as well. But you're not going to get the big boy credit like you would as if you had an LLC. Okay, get an EIN number. So form the LLC, get an EIN number, open a business bank account, set up a business phone number, get a business credit card, open a line of credit with suppliers. Those are net 30s that they're talking about, or other lines of credit. That's basically how simple it works. You can't get a business bank account until you have the EIN. You can't put the cart before the horse, okay? But you can, if you're a sole proprietor, you can just go in and open up a business bank account if you want to do that. Benefits of building business credit. You protect your personal credit profile. And I think this one right here is numero uno, because we teach no high personal credit utilization. Personal high credit utilization will screw you. Late payments screw you, and high utilization screw you. This is the hack: using business credit cards, building business credit, putting the spend on your business, getting the 0% business credit cards. So that way you have interest-free loans and it never reports to your personal credit. So if your business gets in a bind, you can pivot and you can fight back with another line of credit if you need to, because you're not affecting your personal credit. It's completely untouched. It's completely separate. That's what it's designed to do. Okay. More credit and lending options available. Okay. There's a lot more available to businesses, normally up to 5 times when we're in a normal economic time, right? Right now, it could be 3 times your current credit limit. There's a lot of different equipment financing and merchant financing and all types of stuff that you can get credit off of. There's 3 ways that you get credit. You get it off of your cash flow, you can get it off your collateral, or you can get it off your personal credit. But you have to have one of those 3 things to be able to get the credit that you're seeking. Okay. Higher lending amounts and credit limits. We talked about that, 3 to 5 times the amount. You got a $50,000 credit card with Chase. There's a good chance you can get over $100,000 credit card with them. Okay. Just being real. Okay. More favorable terms, lower rates, longer payback periods. Okay. SBA loan. If you qualify for an SBA loan, there's good and bad about that. You file for bankruptcy, you can't get rid of it. Just like student loans or government loans, you can't get rid of them. But SBA loans have amazing terms, but there's a lot more red tape to go through. Okay. Shout outs to Corey here if he's in the building, because he's big on government contracting, and he'll be the first to tell you too that any type of government job, you need to have a Dun & Bradstreet number. We'll talk about that as well. There's a lot of red tape when you're dealing with the government. Okay. So if you're doing any SBA loans, you need to make sure that you have your T's crossed and your I's dotted. Lower insurance premiums. Okay. Allows more financial flexibility and strategies, stuff like that. Now let's look at the business credit. Okay. I personally don't have a Dun & Bradstreet number because I don't need one. Okay. You don't need to have a business. You don't need to have a Dun & Bradstreet number. Okay. You can get them for free. Actually, I'll do some videos on how to do that. I just don't have it. A lot of people have it. That's cool. Good for them. I don't need it. Okay. I just don't need it. Some lenders want that. Some lenders don't care. Okay. Dun & Bradstreet has been along a long time, but if you're doing anything with government contracting, you need to have your DMV number. Like, you just need to have it. Any type of major funding, you should have it as well. Okay. But for me, I don't need it. Experian, Equifax Business, your IntelliScore from Experian, Equifax. Notice we don't have like the 800 club with this, right? We have scores up to 100. So you hear people talk about an 80 paydex score where they're building the net 30 accounts, or like the Quills, the Grangers, and all these different things, right? The business, the gas cards, things like that. So everybody has their own strategy on how to build business credit. To me, I'd rather have a quality profile than a quantity profile. Okay. I'd rather just PG for stuff, personally guaranteed business credit cards that report to these bureaus, and build my credit score leveraging my personal credit. Some people are gung-ho against it. I'm all for it. Next week, you're going to hear both sides to that story. Okay. Because he teaches both. Okay. The next one is Equifax Business Credit. That one goes as well. There's a credit builder loan that I'll reveal to you guys. It should be from Credit Strong. That's like a credit. It's almost like a Navy Federal pledge loan, but for business. Not everybody gets approved for it though. There's a high denial rate with that, but basically they will be reporting a trade line to Equifax Business. It's a good way to help build up your Equifax score a little bit. Okay. Professional file. So these are going to basically be what you're going to need to have when you apply for credit. Okay. You need to have a clean personal credit profile. If you have high utilization, you're done. Unless you have major cash flow in your business or you have collateral to use, you're done. You always need to keep your personal credit pristine. And that's why we focus the entire first month of this mentorship on having good personal credit, because it's the foundation of everything that you do. You protect your personal credit at all costs. You lock it down at all costs, because it's literally the fertile ground that makes everything grow. You cannot get good business credit without good personal credit. You just can't. You can get fintech cards all you want with money in a bank account, okay? But a lot of these things are just glorified charge cards with horrible rewards and that you can't carry a balance, okay? I could get paid a lot of money by just shilling divvy all day long. I promise you, okay? I promise you. I don't do it, but I promise you. Monitor scores. These are like nav.com would be a good one to be able to monitor your business scores. You can sign up for all these different business credit ways to be able to manage and watch where you're at with different things. Monitor, that's the word I was looking for. And then making sure that your taxes are filed properly, guys. That's going to be key. TurboTax is cool, but when you get to a place in your business, you really need a real accountant. You need an accountant to be able to give you all the tax benefits that you need. You also need to have your paperwork set up correctly, so that way you can have your profit and loss statement. You can be able to provide this documentation that a lot of people want for business loans. They're not going to just give you things normally. I mean, they're even tightening up with business plan, profit and loss statements. You know, they want to make sure that you're compliant with the Secretary of State. So you need to have your paperwork in check. Does it sound like a lot? It is a lot. It is a lot, but you're asking for a lot more than you're asking for your personal. So you're going to have to jump through more hoops. This is a lot. Business credit is not easy. It takes time to learn it. It's a completely different ball game than personal credit. You thought you got it down with personal, and then it just flips on you with business credit. So the biggest thing is really investing in a good accountant that can give you the proper paperwork, that can make sure everything is done properly. And then, you know, I personally I don't do anything myself. I pay to play. So what I'll do is I'll show you here in the LLC what I use. So what is an LLC? It's a limited liability company. It blends the attributes of both corporations and partnerships like a general partnership. LLCs have the benefit of flexibility and tax exemptions and are easy to create, especially a pass-through entity. A single member LLC is a very easy tax return to do, okay? It's really great. When you start getting more things like that, then it gets a little bit more complicated. It's a completely separate entity. The IRS will look at you as the individual, as its own entity, and the LLC as its own entity. They're both labeled as two different persons or entities, okay? That's the thing, is that's how the rich get rich, is they structure their LLCs properly. Like, for example, real estate, okay?